I loved your father's buddy.
Yo, what is going on?
Hey, Zay.
Yeah, Cam.
I'm so glad to be getting into this movie reaction that we're recording in July. Ha! Just kidding. It's December. I guess you could say I was flying in winter. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the YouTube channel. My name is Cam. This is Zay, and today we are getting into the movie The Lion in Winter. This is a 1968. Apparently, it's a melodramatic film. It was a Big Bite suggestion by Jonathan. Thank you, Jonathan.
Thank you, Jonathan.
And what we know about it, I mean, again, we both haven't seen this movie. And what we know about it is that, like, it's apparently was inspiration for George R.R. Martin when he made Game of Thrones. So it'll be interesting to see how much of this kind of like we can see that from, because we watched Game of Thrones. But other than that, Anthony Hopkins, I believe it's his first role, and Timothy Dalton's first role, who is a James Bond. So it'll be interesting to see how they go, what this movie's like. I'm guessing it's something to do with medieval times, just because George R. R. Martin got inspiration from this. But other than that, I really don't know absolutely anything about this movie. Is there anything you know about this movie before we get into it?
No, I am interested again to see where, like, any parallels we see, or like where the inspiration, where we can see the obvious inspiration in Game of Thrones, because Game of Thrones is fantastic. So I'm super interested to see how this melodramatic, thing inspired such this fantastical, over the top, experience that was Game of Thrones. So very cool, very interesting information. I'm excited.
All right. Well, with that being said, if you like what you're watching, leave a like down below. Subscribe to stay tuned for more if you're not already. And if you want to watch our full-length reaction of this and various other movies, as well as get 3 movie reactions ahead of YouTube, even further ahead in the form of full-length reactions, or potentially become a Big Buy member where you can suggest one full-length reaction that may or may not make a reaction on YouTube like this one. You can check that out on Patreon. The link for that is in the description. Let's not keep you guys waiting any longer. Let's get into Lion in Winter.
Come for me!
Dang. I feel like he's a wizard.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Oh shit.
Is he a spare? Oh, okay.
You're gaining on it, Johnny.
Am I, Father? Am I really?
I can't tell if he's just out of breath or if he's got a condition.
It might be a little bit of both.
Nowhere in God's western world have I found anyone to love but you.
And Rosamond?
Oh, I guess that's nice.
How is your queen?
Decaying, I suppose.
Jeez.
What?
She is not among the things I love.
Gosh, damn.
I mean, all right.
I haven't kept the great bitch in the keep for 10
Was it out of attachment and passion? Jeez.
Oh shit, jousting. Oh shit. You know, every single time, even up to modern day, when I watch jousters on the horses, it really doesn't look like they're in control of the horse.
No, it doesn't. Because you got to think the horse in its head is like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. This is like, damn.
Richard.
If you didn't walk up, was he just gonna do it and no one's gonna stop him?
I don't know. I think that's for us to interpret.
And I interpret it with that ominous music behind it. I interpret that he's about to end his life.
I don't like the cut of this guy's jib.
Yo, that's something I've heard so long that we're bringing it back. The cut of his jib.
But these shots are crazy. Look at this. And those motherfuckers are ready to fight. I heard from a lot of medieval experts that, like, the pole arm is, like, the best weapon to have. Yeah. Because you can stab, you can axe, you can block with the cross guard at the front. You get distance. Yeah. I've heard that the pole arm is, like, the best. and these guys just got swords, they're gonna lose. Man, I'm gonna eat my words in a second if they don't. I mean, if they got the numbers, they got the numbers, but pole arms are... Oh, yeah, they got the numbers.
All right, yeah, they do.
Jeffrey. Jeffrey.
This dude just pat fucking appears.
Henry, I can't be your mistress if I'm married to your son.
Why can't you, Johnny?
Oh, fuck, yeah, that would be complicated.
He's a good boy.
He's got pimples and he's...
Okay, so he wants his son Johnny to be on the throne, but his wife wants Richard.
Okay, I see.
If I'm interpreting this
So it's a
correctly.
dilemma in who to put.
What difference does my dowry make? Let Philip have it back, it isn't much.
What is the dowry?
If I say you and I are done, we're done.
All right.
I'll have you by me, and I'll use you as I like.
All right. All right.
I think their relationship is not healthy.
No. Oh, really?
John doesn't care for you at all.
We love each other deeply.
None of them has any love for you.
All right.
Damn.
I'm going to fight for you.
Oh, fine.
See, this is a classic example of what not to do in a relationship. I wonder if they know how pretentious they look when they do things like this. The royal dock. Fucking damn.
Like, yo, you guys don't have a little bit of money to have a dock, and you just got to land ashore?
How dear of you to let me out of jail.
It's only for the holidays.
Oh, is that? Oh.
John, you're so clean and neat. And Richard, don't look sullen, dear. It makes your eyes go small and piggy.
All right.
Jeffrey. Is Philip here yet?
Oof. Oh, fuck. That ought to hurt.
Mm-hmm.
If I was Jeffrey, I'd be like, what about
Me.
name? But you didn't really say.
Welcome to Shinnok.
Oh, you know they're about to have a feast. They gotta.
Oh,
They usually do a
Well-
feast, don't they? Bring someone in and be like, well,
Yeah,
get the wine flowing. Get this, that.
I was told you were impressive for a boy of 17.
He's 17.
Who might have been your mother?
Queen.
homie looks like he's fucking 30.
He's got a whole setup. I can't. I'm 26 and mine still comes in patchy.
Alice marries Richard, or we'll have the county back at once.
The vaccine's mine.
By what authority?
It's got my troops all over it.
Ooh.
You came here for a reason. Don't you want to ask me if I've got an offer?
Have you got an offer?
Not yet, but I'll think of one.
Mm.
You're better at this than I thought you'd be.
I wasn't sure you'd noticed.
Interesting relationship interaction.
Yeah, it shows he definitely values like what being a king is.
Yeah.
Would you expect me, Father, to give up without a fight? Of course you fight. I raised you to. I won't trade off Alice or the Aquitaine to that walking pustule!
Oh, okay.
He's like,
Me? I was just decorating the tree.
I only do what Father tells me.
Go and eat.
I'm all saying something wrong.
Don't pout.
I'm not pouting.
Stand up straight! How often do I have to tell you?
I wonder if he wants him to be king because he can control him, you know? He can tell him anything he wants
Oh,
to
true,
tell
because he
him.
does whatever his father says. And the
Yeah.
other one was like, nah, like I'm not giving up one to get the other. I want it all.
No one ever thinks of Crown and mentions Jeff. There's no affection for me here. You wouldn't think I'd want that, would you?
Well, Jeff, if you weren't so fucking creepy with that smile all the time, maybe we would consider it.
But we can't trust you, so.
I have a confession.
Yeah.
I don't much like our children. Only you, the child I raised but didn't bear. Henry's bed is Henry's province. He can people it with sheep for all I care.
Oh my gosh, that's so
Wow.
complicated.
What?
You You raised her, and then the king is now in a relationship with her, and then you also want her to marry your son. She's not in a very fun position here.
Do you truly care who's king?
I care because you care so much.
Give me a little peace.
A little? How about eternal peace?
I love this banter between them.
Yeah.
Did you ever love me?
No.
That will make this pleasanter.
Oh shit. Uh-oh. I thought you were about to do something.
I know, yeah, me too.
But she's smarter than that to do something right in the open, because what's that gonna get her? Like nothing.
Can't I say I love a son and be believed?
If I were you, I'd try another tack.
You're a dull boy, dull as plain song, la la la, forever on one note.
They got some sass, all of them.
Ah.
Love me, little lamb, or leave me.
Damn, yo, this writing's crazy.
With pure joy.
Departure's a simple act. You put the left foot down and then the right.
Mother!
Hush, dear, mother's fighting.
I want you to succeed me, Richard. Alice and the crown, I give you both.
What about me? I'm your favorite. I'm the one you love.
All right, calm down. You're a little too emotional.
I'm sorry, Johnny.
Not yet, you're not, but I'll do something terrible and you'll be sorry then.
Did you rehearse all this?
You know what? I'm starting to see the inspiration for Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
You get Alice and you get the kingdom, but I get the one thing I want most. If you're king, England stays intact. I get that.
I don't know who's to be congratulated. I haven't got a thing to lose. That makes me dangerous.
Oh, that was a threat too. Everyone's threatening each other right now.
Yeah.
As for Richard's wedding day, we'll see the second coming first. The needlework alone can last for years.
I know, you know, I know.
Yeah, we got it.
And Henry knows we know it.
Yes.
We're a knowledgeable family. Will Richard take me for his chancellor, or won't he?
I feel like there was a simpler way to say that.
Yeah, you
Like,
can just say
we
we
all
are a
know-
knowledgeable family.
We all know what everybody knows.
Yeah.
It's an unspoken thing that we're all aware of.
You've loved me all these years.
Oh, well. God forgive
He's
me.
like a Jamie, and then like I'm just getting vibes of Littlefinger too. Like just the way he's
Yeah.
like, just put me in, just put me in the game, basically.
Rot.
Oh. Okay. I hope my kids never talk to me like this. Jeez.
I don't think we have to worry about that. I mean, fuck, dude. If my kids are talking to me like this, I've done something horribly
My
wrong.
kid looks at me and goes, rot. I'll be like,
Now I've only one desire left, to see you king.
The only thing you want to see is father's vitals on the bed of letters.
This is fucking hilarious, even though it's not like the writing in this is top tier.
No, it's awesome, but it's just it's the things that they're saying is just funny, like the way they're relaying.
What do you want?
I want us back the way we were.
No, that's not it.
I want the Aquitaine.
Yeah. Now you're finally being honest.
Yeah.
I can make the marriage happen, but I've got to have the Aquitaine to do it. I must have it back.
I don't trust her.
I love you.
The human parts of you are missing.
Oh
Wow.
You're as dead as you're deadly.
Damn! I feel like I'm watching the biggest rap battle of all time.
Yeah, but I can't tell.
I'll scratch a will on this. To Richard, everything.
Oh, wow.
I taught you dancing too, and languages, and we were every day together.
Okay. We need to get you stitched up.
Yeah, but the life you live, you can't have that forever. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, like,
What if is a game for scholars? What if I were king? It's your game, Jeff. You play it.
I think this is some of the best writing I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's so sick.
It's so well thought out. Oh shit!
That's a cool little thing.
Of course, it's his.
Yeah, it's custom built himself, by the way. Just-
We've got to make a deal with Philip.
Why?
Because you're out and Richard's in. If we three join and fight now, we can finish Richard off.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Do you think we'd win? I know it.
It's impressive because the writing is so well done, but I can see it feels like Game of Thrones, just like a sped up, like we're gonna burn down all the fat of the conversation, like
Yeah,
straight to the point of everything.
As this movie continues, I'm seeing a lot of the inspiration. I can see exactly how this was like a blueprint for Game of Thrones.
The
in so many
difference is
different ways.
that conversation would have been like a whole episode, like or like
Yeah.
20 minutes back and forth.
No Aquitaine for John.
I have to give him something. Isn't some agreement possible?
Oh, I think John's already working on a way to get the Aquitaine.
Yeah,
Or at least
trust.
the throne.
It's not the
Well,
way you're expecting either.
He thinks.
What's your count? Let's have a tally of the bedspreads you've spread out on.
You still care what I do.
I want the Aquitaine for John!
This is great.
Yeah.
I would have loved to see this on a play, like just live.
Oh yeah.
I give the richest province on the continent to John. For what?
Your freedom.
That's. Ooh, that's a.
Let's have it done.
Okay.
On one condition.
Name it.
Have the wedding now.
What's that? What a tragedy you are.
Buddy, you just wagered her freedom as a prisoner for the Aquitaine.
Do you ever wonder if I slept with your father?
Oh
You
my
bitch.
god,
You
they're
fucking bitch.
villains. They're all every person in
Look
this
at
is
it.
villains.
It's a lie. But there are rumors.
Where's a priest? Somebody dig me up a priest!
It's crazy to just be going back and forth and just to be like, hey, have you ever thought about like, what if I maybe fucked your father once?
Yeah, you ever think that I just perhaps, banged your dad? It's like, why the fuck would you say that? I live for it. Give me a priest.
You'll never give me up.
You think I won't?
I don't believe you.
Wait 10 minutes!
He's like, I'll fuck it. You want to bet?
homie traded her like, all right.
Like a Pokemon card. He's like,
Yeah,
I won't do it. I won't. Let me go, Henry. Richard, no.
Doesn't she have to say I do? Oh, okay. Yeah,
we're in medieval times. It does. Her I do.
He
Could
says
come...
I won't say the words.
Oh.
Your mother gets her freedom, and I get the Aquitaine. That is the proposition, isn't it? You did agree. Of course she did. I knew it. There'll be no wedding. But my boy, look, Dunham's waiting.
It's like pouting. No, I don't wanna.
The castle doesn't stand. That holds me. Post your guards.
Are you happy for me, Jeff?
I'm happy for us both.
Don't trust Jeff, John. Please. You're
Is
literally
John gonna go through with the plan still now that he's king again? Like,
I don't know. Jeff is just walking John like a puppet. He's just got him on strings. Like this.
What happens now?
I've no idea. You were scared, weren't you?
No.
I was. You mustn't play with feelings, Henry, not with mine.
you're asking too much of him.
Yeah.
You've got your enigmatic face on. What's your mood, I wonder?
I'm locked up with my son.
This is so crazy. There's way too much drama happening in the matter of like fucking 1 hour. We've gotten like the most insane back and forth. Every sentence is like a new development of drama.
May I watch you kiss her?
That is crazy.
I watch you every night. I conjure it before I sleep.
All right.
I want to see how accurate I am.
Okay, you're acting weird. Get out.
Get out.
Forget
Don't kiss her.
the dragon in the doorway.
Yeah, this feels awkward.
That's
wow,
crazy.
that's awesome.
That's so
the dragon in the doorway, bag of bile. Oh my god.
These are the craziest roasts I've ever heard in my fucking life. Crazier than Game of Thrones, crazier than anything.
Yeah.
I'm an old man in an empty
that's gotta hurt.
Yeah. But you chose to watch it. It's like she had
Well,
to
she
see it
wanted
for
to
real
know.
because she was
Yeah.
imagining it for so long. She's like, probably was like the last thing to like detach her if she had any emotion for him, like to really, you know what I mean, make it real.
I will be king.
So you will, but not this year. Oh, leave it, Richard!
Try saying after me. John wins, I lose.
We're supposed to start a war. If Father finds out, I'll be ruined.
Steady, John, don't panic.
He disinherited himself. When Henry finds out, when I tell him what John's done.
Then Richard might have a chance.
You see Philip. You're the diplomat. You see him.
You're a friend, you know him, I don't.
I don't think I'd be able to. I mean, they just respond to new information like
so fast. They're like,
I know. I would just be like,
yeah, I'd be like, wait, what?
I'd be like, they were planning a war?
Yeah, I would be like, what do you mean a war?
I'm off to Father with the news that John's a traitor.
You stink! You know that?
Lump.
Yeah. You know what?
You just found out he was going to betray you for the throne. And your response is, you stink.
You stink.
I don't know who my friends are.
You know what? I'm starting to think John's not going to be seated on this throne. Starting to think he's also not as, careful as I thought he was. He just is a fool.
Come in. Mother sent me.
He's going to say something about John. He's like, you stink.
I must know. Will you help me?
Sit, and we'll discuss it.
Yeah, these are not compatible personalities right
No, not at all.
Why should I make you King of England? Aren't I better off with John or Geoffrey?
Yes. He just
like, yes. What was that? Nothing. The mice.
You can have the Vexen back.
And in return, what do you want from me?
2,000 soldiers.
And what else?
I never wrote because I thought you'd never answer.
Well, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
That's true.
You haven't said you loved me.
Oh my gosh.
Whoa.
Fucking damn.
Oh my God. Fucking John and Jeff are back there. They're gonna be like, John's like, huh? Oh my God. The whole family's in here.
He's gonna be like, my love.
No. I want to reach a settlement. I left you with too little earlier.
Yes.
Your father always said, be fond of stronger men.
No wonder he loved everyone.
Damn!
Come to you to offer peace.
Piss on your peace. I can't lose, Henry. I have time. Great heavy arms, but each year they get a little heavier.
Oh my God.
Why fight Henry when his sons will do it for you? Yes, you've got promise, lad. That's first-class thinking.
Thank you, sir.
I feel like the person benefiting most from this entire situation that everybody's in is going to be Jeff. He's getting so much information from all of this.
Yeah. He's able to just weave his way through. Because, I think no one knows, except for Philip and John, the only ones that know Jeff's in there.
It's been most satisfactory.
What's so satisfactory?
Winning is.
You haven't won a damn thing.
I found out the way your mind works.
Yeah, he just found out his plan.
Yeah.
And I've told you exactly nothing to these aged eyes, boy. That's what winning looks like.
He's got a damn point.
Yeah.
A king like you has policy prepared on everything. What's the official line on sodomy?
Ooh.
He asked me if I loved him. Philip?
Fucking poor Richard.
Do you know why I told him yes? So that one day I could tell you all about it.
Damn, he has some resentment.
Yeah.
I love you, and I find you beautiful.
Yo.
And Richard is, I'm guessing.
No! It wasn't like that!
Oh, there it is.
Oh. I'd be like, then why were you in his bed? Right there. If it wasn't like that.
Never.
Damn!
Damn,
it was
that's
all to get back at
him.
Henry, yeah.
Thank God I have another son. Thank God for John.
And who shall we thank for Geoffrey?
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't Richard's military skill, but he was here betraying you, not I. I haven't John's. God knows what you see in John.
Damn.
I don't doubt John loves me.
Like a glutton loves his lunch.
Oh, fuck!
You turd!
Oh my gosh!
He's not as witty as the rest of the.
I wouldn't plot against you ever.
I know, you're a good boy.
It's late. I ought to be in bed.
I just don't think John is even remotely close to the.
Couldn't you wait? Couldn't you trust me? It was all yours.
Oh gosh.
Oh, when can I have it, Daddy? Not until we bury you.
I loved you.
You don't love anything.
Wow.
I'm all that's left. Here, Father. Here I am.
Still going like unnoticed, unthought of.
Well, I mean, because that's like, but it almost played to his advantage because everyone kept their eyes on like John and
Richard, yeah.
Yeah, Richard. That Geoffrey kind of just was able to build up intel, kind of learn a lot, understand how people worked, see.
I deny you! None of you will get my kingdom. I leave you nothing, and I wish you plague!
Oh my Lord, have mercy.
Wow.
What is he thinking?
I can't tell. Maybe it's like, maybe he feels like just alone now because it's like, lost his kids. She's just kind of like a mistress thing, even though he says he loves her. And the boat probably reminded him of Eleanor, which is like
he probably feels like a failure too at this
Yeah.
point.
You are as beautiful as I remembered.
She wants you back.
Go to your room. So, you want me back?
Damn.
She thinks the need for loving never stops.
I marvel at you after all these years, still like a democratic drawbridge going down for everybody.
I think Eleanor truly does feel those things, but she's
Yeah.
got to play it off as this like smart
Yeah,
ass.
we've seen it when he kissed what's her name, Alice or whatever her name is. Yeah.
You want the Aquitaine for John, it's John's. It's his, it's yours, it's anybody's. Sail me back to England, lock me up, and lose the key, and let me be alone. I give my word. Oh, well.
He's like, great performance.
Yeah.
Let's have it done.
Let's not. No, I don't think I want your signature on anything.
Henry, you are dastardly.
Yeah.
What do you want?
A new wife.
Damn.
Wow.
A new wife will bear me sons.
I figured.
Yeah, because he disowned the other ones.
Help me count the bastards.
All my sons are bastards.
Well, maybe that's because you don't know how to raise them very well.
Yeah.
Geoffrey, there's a masterpiece. He isn't flesh, he's a device. He's wheels.
Wow.
I found him cheating and I said he's just a boy.
Yeah, you've given John way too many excuses.
Yeah.
He's your accomplishment.
And Richard's yours. He was the best. You threw me out of bed for Richard.
Not until you threw me out for Rosamond.
It's not that simple.
Yeah, I mean, this is just resentful decision after resentful decision.
Yeah.
Of all the lies, that one is the most terrible.
That's why I saved it up for now.
Do you think when she's saying stuff like that and they're saying stuff back and forth, like they're saying it's a lie, but it's again to try to like, you tell yourself that they're lying, you're not accepting like a truth of the matter. Like you're not accepting that she really does adore him and really does. Because again, they seem to be very political in their marriage and not so much a loving. Outwardly
well,
loving.
I think it might be something where like they have comfort in truly knowing each other. And when she says something that he thinks is a lie, maybe it really is a lie, but she's saying it because she knows he'll know it's a lie. and there's like this comfort and like they know each other more than anybody else type of situation. But it definitely seems like she has emotions for him.
Yeah.
Oh shit. I mean, at this time, emotions are so complicated, even now, but still, it's just like.
Suppose your first son dies, ours did. It's possible. What kind of spindly, ricket-ridden, milky...
Everyone here is so fucking wicked.
Yeah.
You can't think Richard's going to wait for your grotesque to grow.
Oh my God.
Wouldn't let him do a thing like that.
I'd push him through the nursery door.
Yo.
We'll wait until you're dead to do it.
Is this based off of some Shakespeare? This seems like Shakespearean level drama and writing, you know?
Yeah.
Don't you see you've given them a common cause? New sons, you leave the country and you've lost it.
Yeah, you're just stuck, dude.
And Philip, too. He'd join us.
Yeah, he would.
100%.
You should have promised to be good while I was gone. I would have let your 3 boys loose. They could have fought me then.
Yeah, you told him information. Your plans.
I forbid it.
She forbids it.
Did your father sleep with me or didn't he?
What the fuck?
I loved your father's body.
Yo, what is going on?
I can feel his arms. I feel them.
Is he having a heart attack?
We did it. You were in the next room when he did it.
You fucking goblin!
Yo, bro, I would have came back like you're getting beheaded. It's the only option.
He's gonna lock you, the sons up. He's gonna keep you. I mean, that's if he thinks that you guys are gonna go after him, he's just gonna have all of his men like watch and guard the castle and lock you up. And
oh yeah.
Oh gosh.
Oh my lord, poor William.
When the king is on his ass, nobody sleeps.
He's like, I'm getting this motherfucking divorce. Like,
get this divorce. I'm locking them up.
I get this annulment.
Oh, they're just they're taking them all. I think he's locking them all up. Damn.
Are they locking them up or are they killing them?
I don't think they're killing him because I think he said, she was like, you wouldn't lock them up. He's like, I'll let them sit and.
Yeah, I know what. Yeah, I guess they are just gonna lock him up.
Oh shit.
Or Richard. Nice try, buddy.
Where the fuck did? As soon as you round the corner, you knew you're screwed. You're like, there's two.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't know they were there. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
I mean, he should have, but Daddy put you in timeout.
For real, for real.
But where's Jeff?
I think Jeff's there.
Okay, yeah.
We're off to Rome to see the Pope. And it seems that you and I are getting married.
I'm sure
the Pope himself.
Is she happy about this?
I can't tell. She's been toyed with so much. I think she's nervous to like.
You mean it?
Oh yeah, she is.
Shall I kneel?
It's not another trick.
The bridal party's drilling on the cobblestones.
Yeah, but how do we know this isn't going to be like just a repeat? Like, let's say she has his kids, and then the kids don't turn out to be what he wants, and then she gets more into the politic nature of everything, and then it, like.
No, I mean, for sure, but he doesn't have much time. Like, he can't survive another set of that.
Be my queen. You'll give me sons. Let's have 6. We'll do Eleanor 1 better.
That's crazy. That's so petty.
Henry, you can't ever let them out.
You've lost me. Let who out?
The boys.
You already forgot about them.
Yeah.
But Henry, what about the child?
Don't bother me about that child. The damn thing isn't born yet.
What? She's thinking ahead.
And I will not live to see our children murdered.
Have to think ahead. I mean, she literally. Eleanor was
yeah,
kind of like touching on the idea of it.
Could you say to a child of yours, you've seen the sunlight for the last time?
Can you do it, Henry?
Damn.
I shall have to.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's He doesn't consider them his sons, really. I mean, even though he does know they're his actual children, but still.
Or is he lying? Is he gonna like just tell them like you need to go, never come back? Like, you think it's that? Because
I don't know. I don't know what he's gonna do. He loves her.
So
I think
hard to read.
I think he's really gonna keep them locked up in there forever.
That's fucking crazy if he does.
Yes, Mama.
My barge is sailing with the tide, and I've come to say goodbye.
What?
What?
What's he planning? Is he going to keep us here?
I picked it out especially.
For God's sake, Mother.
Ooh.
Wow.
You stick close to me when you run hard.
Why run at all? I think we ought to stay.
Stay here.
Until Henry comes. He will come, won't he? And he'll come alone.
And then they each have such an interesting plan.
Yeah.
I'd only do it wrong. You kill him, I'll watch.
Well, at least he was smart enough to know that.
You're not an assassin.
Look again.
You unnatural animal.
Unnatural, Mummy. If goiters thrive and dogs go mad and wives kill husbands, what's unnatural?
My
wow.
Gosh, that was probably the best lines of the whole entire movie so far.
Yeah.
You wanted father dead.
No, never that.
You tried to kill him, didn't you?
Yes.
Why? What did you want?
I wanted Henry.
Don't trust her. She'll warn him if she gets a chance.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
I'm actually scared of Jeff. I think Jeff would have done it.
Yeah.
Oh, no. She should not have come.
Damn it, why did you come? You were the best.
Oh, shit.
You I loved.
All past tense.
Still.
Oh, well, the cat's out of the bag now.
All right.
And two boys just lost their sword. Their
right?
daggers.
Like, all right. I thought you guys were gonna also grab yours, but I guess it's just me.
Oh, shit. Oh. Okay, Jeff. I had a lot more confidence in you. Man.
Execute him.
I, Henry, by the grace of God, King of the English, Lord of Scotland, Ireland, and Wales, sentence you to death.
Nope, maybe he is.
Wow.
Done this Christmas day at Sheenon in God's year.
I mean, he might even just think like, you think like you calling me a pussy? Like, I'll fucking do it.
I can't.
I'm done. You and I are finished.
John just fucking shook.
I mean, you could just get out of here and go. Just go. Oh, okay, that's what he's saying. Like, go on.
You spare the rod, you'll spoil those boys.
I don't know what Eleanor's true intentions are. I really don't.
I don't know.
I couldn't do it, Eleanor.
But to be fair, it felt like the kids couldn't do it either. They had a chance. They had chances to do it.
I want no women in my life. Go on, get out. Go on. I should have killed you years ago.
Wow.
Made me do mad things. You bled me.
Shoulder it yourself.
Damn, bitch, you crazy.
If you're broken, it's because you're brittle. You're all that I have ever loved.
Oh my gosh.
I want to die.
No, you don't.
I want to die.
I'll hold you. You will, you know, someday. Just wait long enough and it'll happen.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
You're going back to prison and my life is wasted and we've lost each other.
What a great Christmas.
There's everything in life but hope.
We're both alive. That's what hope is.
It would be kind of funny if you just see Jeff and you just hear and the doors close.
Just gonna leave you here.
I'm a match for anything.
I should have been a great fool not to love you.
Interesting. Kind of like a love conquers all type of vibe.
Situation. Yeah.
Come the resurrection, you can strike me down again.
Perhaps next time I'll do it.
So it's literally just going back to how it was before. She's going back to prison.
I would have such a fucking headache. Oh my gosh.
Dude, I do. Because I'm trying to understand these characters.
I hope we never die!
So do I.
I guess it's a question for you and the audience. Got to pose this question because we've watched a movie that has been discussed whether or not, does this classify as a Christmas movie? Because it is all around Christmas. And people argue Die Hard was a Christmas movie.
I mean, I guess.
Hard. This is all about Christmas Day.
Ironically, though, I think there's a lot of hyperbole here for a lot of actual family drama that can exist. It was just taken to like the nth degree, essentially.
Oh, of course.
All right, that was our reaction to The Lion in Winter in 1968. If you like what you're watching, leave a like down below, subscribe, and stay tuned for more if you're not already. And if you want to watch our full-length reaction to this or various other movies, those get 3 movie reactions ahead of YouTube, or even farther ahead in the form of full-length reactions, you can check that out on Patreon. The link for that is in the description. Now, I'll start by saying, have mercy on our breakdown. A lot happened in this movie, and again, we usually don't look up or see more about a movie until after we've given our thoughts and reviews, because it's a reaction and we're just going to give our opinion on what we saw and what we think. And we might have interpretations that are inaccurate to a wild degree, or we might have interpretations that are actually extremely accurate. I'm just going to go off of what I felt and feel after watching this movie. So first, I want to talk about the title. The Lion in Winter, I felt like was a really good name for this movie because there were a lot of parallels. And I don't necessarily know if it was intentional or if it was just because some animals behave the same way. And at this time, people were different. But one of the interesting things is that you could kind of see this whole ordeal as like, obviously, Henry is the king. He's like the alpha lion, I guess you could say, the one in charge of them all. But Eleanor is ruthless, and lionesses are hunters. They're ruthless as well. But Henry had children with many other women as well, and that's a thing that the alpha lion does, is that all the women have that lion's children, and then those children are sent off, and I guess that some of them might come back and challenge to be the king, or others might go to other packs or whatever. But I think that it felt like we were kind of watching these sons kind of trying to challenge the father for the role of being the new alpha, essentially. I mean, because that's what it was. And the mother kind of being this thorn in his side the entire time, which was absolutely wild. I felt like, yeah, okay, I could see how a lion would be a good way to compare this kind of family to a lion's family or a lion's pack or something like that. Vaguely, but not like, spot on. But I did think the idea of what they were trying to kind of go for here felt like it was meant to be both relatable and extremely unrelatable. I mean, you and I don't know what it's like to be king. No, a lot of people don't know what it's like to be king or to be in a family full of kings, but we do know what it's like to, or how we can compare it to other family drama, whether that's inheriting something, whether that's being the favorite, whether that's being taking on that new role as like head of the family. Essentially, there's a lot of parallels with other relatable aspects of life and internal family drama that was super interesting to see. The movie had unbelievable levels of complexity throughout the movie in terms of both thoughts and intentions of characters, but also more importantly of emotions. I mean, this was a wild ride of getting to see all these characters feeling different emotions, reveals that were playing out, and just the way that the writing was able to kind of execute and show what these characters are thinking at times. But it always felt like, and I don't know, I mean, I like this feeling throughout the movie, but it also made me kind of feel like I was. Well, here, I'll just say this. It felt like the writing was always one step ahead of me. And I think that's good because it shows powerful, clever, distinct writing, but it also made me feel like I had to keep trying to catch up.
Yeah.
And so it was bittersweet. I was thoroughly impressed with the writing, but I felt like it was a challenge to constantly reorganize my thoughts and reorganize what I believe and what I know of each of these characters. So it's definitely a rewatchable movie, something I'd have to see over and over and over again to kind of truly see where certain characters are at certain times. And again, I could see why it won so many Oscars, but and they do call it cerebral because this movie is absolutely cerebral. It had my brain going the entire time, just me
Oh
trying to
yeah.
kind of sort things out the way that I could. But it did have a lot of commentary on humanity and the way that we think and the way that we behave and the way that certain um, families can turn out, especially if you have a weird situation with the mother and the father that they both loathe each other but love each other at the same time, and that creates these children that both love their family but also loathe them too. I mean, it was just this crazy dichotomy that led to these insane um diabolical schemes throughout the entire movie between everybody. Essentially, even John, who was not good at scheming, was trying. Like, he was trying to get in
Yeah.
on it. And the way that they executed the archetype of each of the sons very well, John being this kind of fool that the father, like, I guess, felt this love for, because I felt like, one, he felt like he could control him, but two, because he at the time he probably thought like, John is a fool, John would never betray me, I love him, he's innocent, there's nothing that he could do wrong. And I think that that's why he felt so betrayed and just drew the last straw after he found out what John did. You have Jeff, who is this almost emotionless, kind of like very clever, well strategically thought out character who really takes his time with planning things. But because his brain has become so attuned to being emotionless, that's how his family views him and how they feel for him. It's like, fine, if you're
Right.
going to be this meticulous, cold type of character, then we're going to have meticulous and cold thoughts about you. I mean, Jeff was so overlooked this entire movie. They
Oh
didn't care
yeah.
about him. They didn't think about him. And we finally heard Henry say, like, he's gears, he's cogs, he doesn't hold an emotion whatsoever. And it almost seemed like because of that, Jeff was like the last. Jeff wasn't even an option for them. Like, it was
Yeah.
just
Like
not going to
seriously.
happen. Um, and then you have Richard, this perfect um idea of a king. I mean, he's noble. He has these lands. He's good at running and his army and everything like that. But the problem is, under Henry's view, is that Eleanor, he was raised by Eleanor. Henry didn't feel like he was his son. And
Right.
then, of course, Henry learned that the rumors were true about him and him, being gay essentially. And at that point, I mean, especially in this time, Henry wasn't having it. Probably reminded him more of Eleanor as well. So just these interesting, diverse cast of sons. And it makes you wonder how many other sons Henry had gone through and just couldn't find the right one, because it did seem like he had this obsession of like, we got to keep trying, we got to keep trying. Like, I will go for, Alice and all this stuff. Henry wanted to have his cake and eat it too, and it caused a bunch of drama for him and everyone else. But I think you could argue that Eleanor had the same idea. She wanted to have her cake and eat it too. She wanted
Oh yeah.
Henry because of this love that she had for him, but she kind of wanted to be in control and have the decisions be what she wants. She wanted Richard, her son, the one that she kind of raised to be in charge. And it seemed like she kind of took Richard and raised him on his own because she wanted Henry back, which was kind of wild to think about. It was just a super intricate, complex, emotionally driven, but also logically driven. There was so much planning. I love the inclusion of the French prince, and I wonder how much of this is based on real history, because it is Henry. I've heard of Henry the fourth or whatever. I've heard of Henry before, and the French king, King Philip. I've heard that before. So I'm curious how much of this is based in reality or how much of this is just using the characters' names and things like that. Uh, overall, it was an extremely interesting and cerebral watch, and it would definitely require rewatches. And I absolutely loved the dialogue. I mean, this movie had some of the, I mean, this movie might have had the best dialogue I've ever seen ever. And I know I said
Yeah.
that a lot about, I think Shawshank Redemption, I said, but this just exceeds that by a mile. Like they get to the point in this movie, and they get to the point in terms of expressing how the characters feel, albeit very fast and wildly changing, or at least not how the characters feel, but how we're supposed to interpret the characters as feeling. So I really, really love that. It was just, I can't imagine how the writer's room for this thing and the awes and gasp. And I could totally see why it inspired George R. R. Martin, because Game of Thrones has really interesting writing, intricate writing, politics, all that crazy stuff. And that's what you got here. So overall, love the movie, love the writing. But it is going to take more watches on my part to feel like I fully understand the entirety of the movie. And I'm not sure how many other people fully understood it on its first watch. Zay, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, the film itself was absolutely fantastic. The cast was absolutely, they were chef's kiss. The dialogue, like you said, was phenomenal. And even some of the shots we got in the beginning were super, super dope. Now, we didn't really get much of that after, because a lot of it was based just within the castle and kind of just within separate rooms. But the characters are so intricate, and you could definitely see where Game of Thrones got inspiration. I mean, just to even cherry pick one, like what Eleanor was wearing, I immediately thought of Lady Olenna, like wore the same exact thing. You know, just all the characters, I could see aspects where they were aspects of certain characters in this were given to other characters, but I could see it almost felt like there was personalities, like these characters had so many different personalities or like intricacies to them that they're like, all right, well, we'll make a character that's like all this with a little bit of this and like all that. I just see how they separate it out. It was a ride. There was a lot of information being thrown. I also had mentioned, like I said, not to keep comparing it to Game of Thrones, but each conversation was straight to the point. Like you said, like what would be a 20-minute convo in Game of Thrones was like, no, this is my plan. This is it. It was like so straightforward, but yet even though it felt boiled down and like it was pretty straight to the point, it didn't take away from it. It didn't feel like, oh, like they're just trying to rush through this. Like still the story itself was so encapsulating and so deep. In the relationship between Henry and Eleanor is so interesting too, because even on the cover of the film, when you go to purchase on Amazon, it shows Eleanor and Henry in embrace. So you're imagining that Eleanor is like this loved wife and what's going to happen or something. And no, he keeps her in prison. He's has all these other women. Now he's thinking of, now at the end, he wants to annul her and all these things. And their relationship goes between these swings of like, do they like each other? No, they despise each other. It's almost like it was like really a love-hate. Like they almost loved to hate each other. And it was like, It worked so well together that you almost hoped like maybe he'll leave her out of the prison. They could just, but he's like, no, because she's too smart, basically. First off, also Anthony Hopkins caught me off guard. I did not expect him. When we first saw him, I was like, holy shit, that when you point out like that's Anthony Hopkins, like, oh my gosh. But the film, again, itself was super well done. I have some nitpicks here and there, like small ones that are kind of funny. Like there could have been a score over those two nights. Like that was just like weird.
Yeah.
Very awkward. But I did love having these three sons having like the middle child, basically. I imagine Jeffrey was the middle child, I think, in this. I think Richard was, I guess, I don't know.
I'm guessing. I know like John was the oldest. And I'm just guessing Jeff was the middle child, but
it was interesting having, they're all the sons were so different, but they also exceeded in certain, well, I don't really know what John exceeded in, but Jeffrey and Richard exceeded in two different aspects. But like you said, Richard kind of more portrayed the aspects of a king. I mean, he was a general, which means that the people are going to love him because he's defending their country or helping them get more land, and his soldiers are going to love him. He was proud, he was brave, basically. I mean, when Henry threatened to basically strike him down, he didn't even flinch. And then you had Jeffrey, who was more of like the intellectual, smarter one. We saw he wasn't too thrilled about his father coming at him with a dagger. He's like, but it's just so interesting, and how all these characters were almost like too clever for that. They're a family. You could tell like being clever ran in that bloodline, but they were almost too clever for them to engage with each other because they always thought someone else was plotting something. And a lot of the times they were. Everyone's trying to do a rug pull on the other person. Everyone's trying to backstab the other person. And so it was like your family could never succeed like that if you're gonna, if you're always worried about someone stabbing in the back. But also in those times, similar to what quoted from Henry in the beginning, he's like, I'm 50, alive, and still king because I've plot and schemed. And that was the whole essence of it, was every person plotting and scheming, trying to get one up. But in the end, he showed why he's king. Why he is the lion. I just think the film was super well done. I definitely would like to go back and watch it again because I know we probably missed some like little quirks and stuff during commentary. And I really need to I want to listen to the dialogue like really in depth and get the chance like rewind and re-listen and see, because the relationships are so hard to everyone. I guess that was the whole essence of it, right? All of them are plotting and scheming, so you never know. It made us uncomfortable. Like, what do you guys want? And if that was the goal of the film, which I imagine probably was, executed it on all levels. I literally felt like Alice, basically, because every time you hear someone say something, you're like, you don't mean it. Do you mean it? I don't know if you mean it. And then you're like, you didn't mean it. I shouldn't have trusted you. So I think it was just a super, super well done, well-deserved, winning 3 Oscars, and just a great showing of this cast.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that being said, are you ready to get into the rating?
Yes, sir.
Just so you guys know, we go from 0 to 10. We never give out zeros. We never give out 10s. Why? Because by giving out a 0, saying nothing could ever be worse than this movie. By giving out a 10, you're saying nothing could ever be better than this movie. Both of those things are impossible to say. That is our subjective opinion. 5 is average, 6 is good, 7 is great, 8 is beyond that, 9 is top tier cinema. I'm going to give this bad boy a 9.5. And I'll tell you, I think the strongest aspects of this movie is the writing and the acting. As incredibly impressed as I was with the writing, I was equally impressed with the acting, especially Peter O'Toole and Katharine Hepburn's Eleanor and Henry. That's like, you never see that kind of acting, but I don't even know how. I don't even know how. It's just the way that Eleanor would be able to cry during certain moments and show the emotion that she did, and the way that Henry could just show that raw, disgusted type of anger. It still blows my mind. It's incredible acting. Acting you don't see nowadays. The kids did a great job. Anthony Hopkins, whoever played Jeff and John, but it was really between Eleanor and Henry, Peter O'Toole, and Catherine that I was just absolutely mind boggled by that acting. It was phenomenal. I think that, like you mentioned, there are some areas that I would have appreciated were different. Certain moments with the score, I think they had such a crazy good soundtrack and score to this movie, but I feel like it was underutilized, and there were moments where I felt like it there could have been something, especially during like that fight scene with the knights, and you're just hearing them breathe, and it's just like, okay, felt like they were trying to go for something dramatic here, but it didn't really feel that dramatic in the moment. I think that also I felt like I needed a little bit of time to breathe when we were going back and forth with everything. It was hectic, and I'm the kind of person that, like, when I'm watching a movie, I'm like, okay, so this is that, and then it immediately would get like thrown for a whirlwind, and I'd have to like restart. Like, okay, actually, this is by the time it was a lot. And I think that's probably something people really liked about this movie or were impressed about. And I was impressed that they were able to throw so much drama in such a short period of time. We spent 2 hours with them, but it felt like we spent like a year with this family.
Seriously.
But I could have just used a little more cuts to some cool shots or something while I just processed everything. Also, I will say that I really got the vibe that this family is so corrupt and so entangled in this web of scheming that I got the vibe by the end of this movie, like, this happens almost every Christmas. like this might happen a lot. This might not be the only time this happens. And I really kind of like that idea, because it kind of goes to show how messy things can get with your family, but how it could still all resort back to like just its family type of situation. I think they captured the essence of drama very, very well. The set design was amazing. You really feel like you're in these times. I really didn't think for one moment like, oh, this is shot, in 1968, but it feels like it's no, it really
Yeah.
did. Just it took me away. I never once thought that we were in modern time, even though when you think about it, they had to set all this up. So
Right.
great set design, great movie, great scheming going on. Absolutely loved it. Top tier cinema. I could only imagine what this would have been like in a play. Like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
it would have been crazy to see on stage. But yeah, really, really, really enjoyed it. And it was unbelievably funnier than I ever expected,
Yeah.
just because of all the powerful writing in certain moments when they're doing the face stab. Because there's face stabbing and backstabbing in this movie, but when they were just insulting each other, oh my gosh, it was ruthless, absolutely ruthless. Some of the most ruthless insults I've ever heard. Zay, where would you put this movie?
Yeah, I'm right along with you about 9.5. I just even touched on that. Yeah, I agree. The movie was funny. It wasn't funny because like, oh, like hee hee ha ha, like they're doing wacky stuff. It was more just like so outrageous, some of the insults that they were throwing. Like, you're like, where does someone even think of that? Was like to me.
Yeah,
And so
exactly.
that's why I found it so funny. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. There were also like some little quirky, funny moments too, with like John and stuff. But overall, the film itself, again, fantastic. Could they have done some more with the score in certain spots? Yeah, they do, and I do feel like they jammed so. Like this movie, honestly, I wouldn't have been mad if it was 2.5 hours and you just added a little bit more breathing room, spreading out. Because there was just so much. It was just constant tension. But to the movie's fairness, it kind of added to the tension because there was so much. I mean, and maybe that's kind of what was happening. Stuff was developing so quickly that probably is how it would have felt. Like you don't know what to do because it's always constantly changing, got to be on your toes, etc. Shout out again to Peter O'Toole and Katharine Hepburn because their performances were insane. The way Katharine Hepburn could go from like crying or like on the verge of tears to then just being like this cold-hearted, like, oh, you bah. And then it's like they're like, I don't understand. You guys have so many emotions that are going on. And again, this movie just really relayed this idea, this feeling of just constant tension, constant. You don't know who to trust. If you trust no one, basically, is what it was throughout the whole thing. And myself, let us know if this is how you felt, at least for myself, not knowing what someone's true intentions were, because every time you think you do, they turned it around or they backstabbed somebody that you're like, you were just on his side. So can definitely see where Game of Thrones took some inspiration. Kudos to this film because it's absolutely super, super fantastic. It deserves all the Oscars it got. I mean, again, the cast deserves all the praise. The writing deserves all the praise because the writing was fantastic. And just a roller coaster of a film that, again, I think definitely deserves a second watch and definitely deserves being called cerebral. So
yeah, and it's funny that you said that about like kind of like using a little bit more extra time. Some of the times when we talk about pacing for a movie, we're like, there were a couple lulls here and there. There was the opposite. There were like a couple speed boosters here and there that were like, maybe they should have slowed that down essentially. But overall, very cerebral, great movie. But with that being said, thank you guys again for being here. Thank you for the support. Zay, I know you have a Twitch.
Yes, guys, Twitch will be linked down in the description below. Make sure you check it out. Come in, say hi. Let me know if you're from the channel. Get Cam on there to have some game nights once in a while. I also play a variety of games on there. So make sure you come check it out because it's always a good time. And in relation to this movie, comment down below if this classifies as a Christmas movie because it might. It was around Christmas. Wasn't the most jolly, but she wrapped presents. So
that's true.
I don't know.
We'll have to see. With that being said, listen, everybody, just have a good family. Whether it's your family or a family you have to make, cut the drama. We don't need it. Nobody needs it. We'll see you on the next one. And